From the CBS Bay Area studios, this is KPIX 5 News.
Welcome back to KPIX 5 this morning. Time now is 6:29. I'm Melissa Kane.
Good morning. I'm Devin Fehely.
Just something exploded. Whoa! Holy.
Two firefighters and two civilians are recovering from minor injuries after a series of electrical explosions in Orange County. It happened yesterday evening in Huntington Beach during an Oktoberfest event at the Old World Village complex.
We were standing in line waiting to get in, and there was like a ball of flame that came up, and we thought it was like maybe part of the show, but then there was another one, and then my friend grabbed my hand and we just started running, and then there was a third one. So we just thought the whole place was going to be on fire.
Some witnesses reported electrical problems before that first explosion. Fire investigators and utility company officials are looking into the exact cause of the electrical problem and explosions. The source seems to be an underground electrical vault.
Redwood City Police say that a person has died weeks after being hit by a police cruiser. Police say 25-year-old Alex Hill was hit when Officer Angela Whitman lost control of her car. They say Whitman was responding to a nearby home invasion at the time. Officers also say that Hill was not using a crosswalk and was standing on the median. That police car crossed into oncoming traffic and hit two other cars. Those drivers were not hurt.
An Oregon man is in custody after Belmont police say he stabbed his elderly father. Officers arrested 61-year-old Thomas Love this morning at a home on Terrence Drive. They say that Love was visiting his 91-year-old father when he stabbed him while the man slept. The victim was rushed to the hospital by family members who told police it was an unprovoked attack. The man is still in the hospital but is expected to be okay.
Mysterious vaping-related illnesses are on the rise and baffling health officials. So Sonoma County is considering a crackdown. On Tuesday, the Board of Supervisors will consider a flavored tobacco ban. They're also considering temporarily suspending the sale of vaping products. These measures are in response to alarming CDC reports of over 1,000 vaping-related illnesses and 19 deaths in the U.S.
Thousands of umbrella-carrying protesters took to the streets of Hong Kong today. They braved the rain to protest a ban on people wearing masks at pro-democracy demonstrations. Hong Kong leader Carrie Lam used emergency powers to impose that ban in an effort to curb violence at rallies. Some Hong Kong lawmakers are trying to get that ban overturned.
And a sad end to the search for a woman swept out to sea near the Land's End area of San Francisco. The Coast Guard found a body this morning matching her description. The fire department says the 24-year-old was at the beach with two friends on Friday night when she went in for a swim and never came out. The woman's name has not been released.
The Stanford sexual assault survivor, known for her emotional victim impact statement, is now at the center of a fight between students and administrators. Chanel Miller recently identified herself as the woman attacked on campus by former student Brock Turner. She struck an agreement with the university that the scene of the crime would be turned into a garden, complete with a quote from her victim impact statement.
You took away my worth, my intimacy, my confidence, my own voice, until today.
Miller pulled out of the project after Stanford nixed that particular selection, saying the statement could be, quote, triggering for other assault survivors. Nearly 1,700 students have now signed a petition to install the plaque with Miller's chosen words. For now, an augmented reality project allows visitors to see the plaque through an iPad, something that Stanford has welcomed.
A new lawsuit seeks to keep a controversial mural on display at a San Francisco school. The artwork, called The Life of Washington, has stood at George Washington High School for more than 80 years. Some say it's offensive in how it depicts Native Americans and African Americans. And the school board has voted to cover it up. But now an alumni association wants that decision reversed. They say it should be used as the artist intended, as a way of teaching history. The lawsuit also claims that state law requires the school board to do an environmental review before making any changes.
Fleet Week events start today in San Francisco, and with everything going on, emergency services are going to be stretched. City, state, and federal and military leaders met to talk about the plan to keep people safe. They say it's all about coordination and prioritizing responses from daily emergency calls to these large events.
Most of them are, pre-planned and predictable, so we can pre-plan our deployment. We don't know what's what we don't know. You know, if something happens that we are not expecting, we have to be prepared for that as well. But the events, you know, we plan for those. We deploy for those, so those are a little bit easier because we know they're coming.
Extra firefighters, paramedics, and police will be on duty, and Coast Guard patrols will be on the water and on land. While the North Bay remains under a red flag fire warning this morning, Contra Costa County had a big scare yesterday. A fast-moving brush fire in Danville threatened 2 houses and burned up a hillside. Now, this happened on Gwynn Court at the end of a cul-de-sac. As the flames approached, neighbors pulled out their garden hoses to spray down hot spots while firefighters focused on saving their homes.
Within about 10 to 15 minutes, the whole hill was engulfed, and it was heading toward my house.
We can only help you as much as you help yourself. So what I mean by that is, if we ask for defensible space, do it. As you can see, this fire was able to slow down in certain areas because the neighborhood did do their defensible space.
The grass fire burned up to 4 acres. Fire investigators are looking into whether a compost pile sparked the flames. Meanwhile, in the North Bay, this week marks the 2-year anniversary of the Wine Country wildfires. 44 people were killed in the Tubbs, the Nun, and the Pocket Fire. Those fires broke out on October 8, 2017, and it took 23 days to fully put them out. Now, during that time, they burned over 100,000 acres. On Tuesday, people living in the burn areas and firefighters were gathered to remember the fire victims.
And we've got a live look at the Chase Center Arena in San Francisco, which hosted its first basketball game last night. The Golden State Warriors lost their first preseason game to the Los Angeles Lakers, but many fans still had fun checking out the new stadium. Only time will tell if the new arena will develop the kind of character that the Warriors' longtime home in Oakland had. But for now, fans seem to be dazzled by the modern amenities.
It's roarical, you know, there's so many memories there, but I'm excited for, you know, everything the franchise will do here.
I feel like it's a lot more compact here. Like, you're a lot closer to everything, and it feels like everyone around you is a lot closer to you.
The regular season opener against the LA Clippers is scheduled for October 24th. Big plans to breathe new life into a historic East Bay theater. The owners of Maracas Ream Theater have submitted a proposal to add 2 new auditoriums, bringing the total to 6. The historic part of the building would remain intact, and the 1950s theater has undergone a massive restoration and several closures. It is set to reopen under Cinema West management. The Moraga Planning Commission will consider the proposal to expand the theater on October 21st.
Crowds are gathering at Golden Gate Park in San Francisco this weekend for the Hardly Strictly Bluegrass Festival. Today is the final day of that event. For the first time in the festival's history, people had to pass through one of 4 designated checkpoints to get in. Only clear bags were allowed. Security was also beefed up all over the park with several layers of fencing and extra officers on hand.
I thought the crowds might be a little less this year because of the security, but I don't see that.
This is the closest we can get. We're uphill and we're sliding a little, and everybody's bumping into everybody. It is very crowded.
The free 3-day event is now in its 19th year. It ends this afternoon. 4 kittens are looking for a home this morning. They were rescued from a car engine.
Yeah, a woman was driving to work when she heard meows coming from inside her engine. She flagged down a Fremont police officer, and they had to break out some tools to get the kittens out. They even resorted to lying on the floor to get their attention. And after 2 hours of elbow grease, they managed to free the 4 critters. Fremont Animal Control is now looking for an experienced foster to help raise the kittens. So reach out to them if you are interested.
All right, in the weather department, it looks like we're going to be near 90 degrees. Santa Rosa at 91, and in the East Bay it's nice. Plenty of sunshine around, and it looks like it'll cool off midweek. That's weather. Here is Miss King.
Well, thank you, Brian. So this is my last show here at KPIX. I am leaving the station to go do some personal projects, including hopefully writing a book, politics related. So I just wanted to take the opportunity to thank the people here at KPIX, Devin especially, and of course everyone.
But you're going to come back occasionally, right? You're going to visit us?
That's right. I'll still continue to do some analysis. And I just, though, want to say it's been a real honor to bring you the news each week. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it.
Well, thanks so much for joining us.